Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, family. I am Call Me Not Comey, and this is Lakers and the Other 29. I am so happy to have you back here with us for another installment of Lakers and the Other 29. Of course, I'm going over my Lakers, but I'm also going to check in on the entire league, basically just give my opinions on certain storylines that are going on around the league. Just a couple, basically. But I'd like to thank you for being here with me, of course. Also, please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and hit that notification bell just in case, basically, I drop something off and you wanna watch it. Also, one day I'm planning on going live, so you don't want to miss it. Of course, you don't want to miss it. Please go ahead, hit that notification bell so that you see it whenever it basically drops, or whenever I drop a new video, you guys know exactly where to go to so you can know what I'm talking about. And here, another opinion. Basically, I am just another opinion in the great mass of Laker fans that are out there. I'm just basically giving my viewpoints on different things that I see. I've been around basketball and absorbed basketball for a very long time. So I know I got something to say. I know y'all got something to say. So please go ahead, drop a comment. Let me know when I drop that live video. Please tune in and come on and let me know what you feel. I'm going to definitely interact with the viewers. But at the same time, we're going to get into this episode. So let's tune in. All right. So I'm, of course, going to start off with the Summer League. It just ended, or I'm not exactly sure if it's ended just yet. I believe that the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Houston Rockets should be knee deep in it right now. So let's check the quick scores right now just to see where they're at. We might just have to basically tune in. Congratulations to that team. Congratulations to those teams for making it to the finals. You guys gave maximum effort, and of course, basically, y'all are doing your thing. So I appreciate y'all for giving us good basketball throughout the whole summer league. I believe that Cleveland ended up with a 5-0, and Rockets ended up with 5-0. No doubt, that's what's up. Basically, of course, they got the great early start with Jabari Parker, I believe it is. His name, he gave great stuff in the beginning until they decided to pull him. Understandable. You know, you got to protect your assets for the season. And of course, Cam Whitmore been balling out, trying to prove a point that basically he shouldn't have fell that far down in the draft. I appreciate him for that. But they've been doing their thing. Right now, as of the time that I'm recording, the Cleveland Cavaliers are up 79-59. So whooping that ass. Anyway, but congratulations to both teams to make it to the finals. I know the Lakers basically won it a few years ago, basically, and I appreciate them for giving the whole NBA world a great showing. So it's basically this opens up the eyes of a lot of viewers out there that these are rising stars in the league. So you tune in, you get to know their names, and you can follow them along in their careers. But as I am right now, I'm following along with the Lakers' careers. So where do we end off? The Lakers basically finished off the Summer League 3-2 record. That's not bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. We started off, 1, and then we basically won 2, but then we lost another. We lost. Actually, no, we won 2, then we lost 2, and we won the last one. So awesome job, guys. I really appreciate you for that. Showing what the Lakers got, showing the fight that the Lakers had. But of course, that was mainly because of Max Christie. My man's been doing his thing. I really, I mean, I'm so ecstatic and excited to see what he can do in this next coming season. I think that he's definitely going to get some playing time. We're not really short, but basically we're not really short on the position of shooting guard, but I think that he will ease right into that position right behind Austin Reeves. And of course, right in between in that second crew, I think he's going to do great. Next to Gabe Vincent, other dudes basically coming in right next to him. I think he's going to do great. He's ready to go, and he has that fire in his belly, and that's basically what we want to see, of course. but sooner or later, you would have loved to have seen him in the summer league more. But at the same time, two things: A, he got pulled because of an injury, and that's cool. Hopefully, he basically gets to heal up whatever it is. I think it was an ankle injury basically, and that's cool. Couple weeks, he has plenty of time. I think we're not going to have NBA basketball until October, so he has plenty of time to get healed up, get into the rotation. They're gonna have a plan. Darvin and them is gonna have a plan for the whole entire team, and he's definitely gonna be a big part of those plans. So the second reason why he probably got pulled out was because as the summer league goes on, these dudes turn into bruisers. Everybody's trying to earn a spot on the team, on their respective teams, or at least in the G League, let people know what they can do overseas. They're trying to basically earn a spot. So I'm not mad at them for basically, turning up the energy and a little bit more fierceness, a little bit more street ball, a little bit more jail ball, basically. Hey, I've been there. I grew up on the streets of Brooklyn, and just a pickup game with 16-year-olds could basically, turn serious. And hey, ain't no foul unless I see blood. So it is what it is. You learn to take a charge to the chest, get up, brush it off. It ain't nothing. Check ball. That's basically what we're growing up on, and that's Laker basketball. So I'm glad he basically gave that energy and gave us a really good start, showed us exactly what he could do, showed us that he could be a leader, and he has nothing but up. He has nowhere to go but up. So I'm really looking forward to see what Max Christie could still do in his career. Also, basically, when that happened, though, when Max Christie got pulled, the team started to turn back into a pumpkin. Cinderella basically, she forgot her slipper, and basically the team turned back into a pumpkin. So it was basically just your rookies and your dudes who were trying to make the team left. But at the same time, they still fought from first buzzer to the end buzzer. They basically fought. So I really appreciate what they were doing, but it is but so what you could do without a really skilled player like Max Christie out there, and also somebody who's basically giving you that gravity, that gravitas, someone who everybody has to look at and say, that shooter. That's basically what Max Christie did. And so we could understand that basically after he went out, everybody basically had to fend for themselves. And so Jalen Hood-Schifino and Castleton basically had a harder time putting up the stats that we basically saw them doing in the beginning. And that's understandable. They're still rookies. They basically have no NBA experience, and we expect hopefully for them to progress as they go on in their league experience. But they got to start from somewhere. But I appreciate the fact that they showed us what they can do. They gave us an opportunity to see what the arc of their abilities can possibly be. So we know that now their ceiling is hopefully, as far as I saw, my opinions. This is a Lakers opinion channel. So with fact, of course, basically, but in my opinion, I feel like Castleton can definitely be a NBA center. He is a serviceable NBA center who gives you lots of plus sides and not a lot of negatives. And that's basically just going to improve as you get some NBA trainers in on them, making them work, making them figure out what's their pluses and what's their minuses, and to work towards their positives. You know what I mean? So Hood-Schifino pretty much, started to, not be able to control as much as he possibly could control, So, but it's okay because, he did well. And I appreciate basically what he did until he actually also got pulled from Summer League with a groin. But that's fine. Also because of the fact that we're saving him for the season. See what they could do. They come in. He has a spot, period. You know what I'm saying? He was a draft pick, so he has a spot, period. So he's going to basically be there on the roster, and we're going to be able to see what he can do as the season goes on. Castleton, I really believe that he deserves a spot, at least definitely as a two-way player there that we could basically reach down and pick up if we need a center. And the way it looks like, we might need a center. So he's going to be hopefully there in the wings for us to pull up, and hopefully him learn from what we have to offer. Look at AD and Bron and see what they basically have been able to do, and bring what they can to the table. The one that basically really surprised me, but a pleasant surprise, is Hodge. Demoy Hodge. My man basically has been balling like life depended on it. He's been balling like, like it's basically, life and death for him. And for some of these dudes, it is. It basically, their whole entire lives have been working to get here. And, a smart player plays towards their strengths and, tries to minimize their weaknesses. And Demoy Hodge basically did exactly that. He said that the person that he's basically been patterning his play style after was KCP, Contavious Caldwell Pope. Of course, we all know him from the 2020 season and the 2021 season. He won a championship with the Lakers and just recently won a championship with the Nuggets. Great pickup by the Nuggets. He basically was a serviceable starting shooting guard for them, played great defense, gave them three-pointers when he could and when they needed it. And basically, he's a great player. Hodge looks exactly like that. Now, I mean, of course, against some real NBA player defenses, bigger players, faster, stronger players, it might tail off a little bit, but dude was lights out from the three. He made Cole Schwider look like basically he was shooting with a lead ball, with a medicine ball. You know what I'm saying? So, but Demoy Hodge came out, balled out, gave as much energy as possible, and was great at it. So I hope that Demoy Hodge also joins Castleton as players that we could keep an eye on, and watch grow. Hopefully, we can keep him close because you never know, we might need him soon. Another shooting guard in the rotation. I'm just saying, look out for it. You know what I mean? So, final reaction, I think we did well. I think that basically the Summer League, Lakers Summer League team showed what they had to offer, showcased their players. It showed lots of promise, even though we didn't win a championship. We didn't end 0-5, so I take that as a win. 3-2, not bad at all. Caught us on some downtime, some bad games. I wish we would have won that one against the Celtics, and I wish we would have won that one against Memphis, but it is what it is. We beat the Clippers. So, chef's kiss, Salt Bay. See you in 2013. But moving along, that's my Lakers, But moving along, I'm going to talk about a little bit more the Summer League, and also a little bit more about the rookies. We got to see, of course, Jalen Hood-Schifino and Max Lewis, basically, and all the other youngsters that basically came out for the Laker team and represented, and we really appreciate that. But there were also, of course, there was a lot of other rookies that basically really showed out. And I mean, I did my best to basically, watch as many games as I could, and there were players here and there, but honestly, nobody's taking away Wemby's shine. Everybody else was cool. Don't get me wrong. I think Scoot's going to be great. He was pulled early after his first game. I hope Brandon Miller basically, shows some more, because Jordan and them might regret basically doing that pick. It is what it is. I feel it completely, like I said before in a previous video. I feel it completely because plain and simple, you have LaMelo, you don't need another point guard, and Scoot Henderson, point guard, starting point guard. Him basically playing behind somebody else would be a disservice to his talents. So I really, really loved watching him that one game. He looked like he was in complete control of the game, even though I feel like if everybody was honest, like Wemby, they will all say, I'm not even sure exactly what was going on. I was just playing basketball. So, but I think that he was great. Clean, accurate, fast passes, knows how to basically, give it or take it. You know what I mean? So I think that he has a great, bright future ahead of him. I hope that Brandon Miller basically, recenters himself, figures out what's going on and where he fits into that offense, and does some things basically to redeem himself. So all the luck to you guys. The Thompson twins, Amen. He basically only played that first game. They basically decided to sit him out, and I understand completely. Like I said, top draft picks. If there's anything to lose, you don't want to basically take the risk. So, he's going to be a big player in their young team, and hopefully, he's basically just going to sit down. They're going to teach him what to do. Ime Udoka's going to sit down and basically, teach him what he needs them to do, and that's hopefully what they're going to do, and they're going to show, and they're going to hopefully get some great minutes and show what they need to do. Azure. Sorry if I basically got that name completely wrong or bad pronunciation. But at the same time, he did good, strong finish. You know, he basically played every single game. So I'm proud of him because, you know, a lot of people basically, you know, they took his brother before him. And even though they're basically both the same age, it is what it is, basically. Some people are going to see some things and some people are not going to see some things. And I'm hoping that basically he showed enough to show that he is a singular player on his own and he doesn't need his brother. So I'm looking forward to see how either one of them basically progresses as they get older. Also, Cam Whitmore, the elephant in the room. So I heard actually that a lot of Laker fans are now basically protesting, quote unquote protesting, saying that the Lakers should have picked up Cam Whitmore instead of Jalen Hood-Schifino at 17. And I mean, I'm not sure. I have no clue why he fell in the rankings so low, or fell in the draft so low. But it is what it is. And implicitly, I trust the Lakers the Lakers scouting team and their decision of what they made. Why they didn't have Cam higher if they decided this didn't want to take the risk and they basically saw something that they knew they would need down the road, which I said definitely is Hood-Schifino. He's a rookie. He might not have showed everything that he wanted to see, and no, he didn't basically go out and try to yam it on every single dude that he saw at the basket, or try to shoot lights out every time the ball hit his fingers, like some kind of ball, like some kind of chuck, you know, some kind of ball chuck, basically. He played good basketball. He was reading the floor. He was looking at the floor, seeing what he could see, and trying to take advantage of it and making the best decisions that he could. And I applaud him for that because it's harder to play real good basketball in a environment of basketball that we live in right now, where you have dudes who are coming right off of AAU teams, and AAU teams are nothing more than basically and one teams that are just trying to showcase players rather than playing real good basketball. That's why I personally, if I was, I mean, I know I didn't grow up, you know, in dire straits. You know, I came from a solid family. You know, I never needed for anything that I didn't need. You know what I mean? So I didn't grow up in the situations that, like, say, LeBron James grew up in, where, you know, he came from the projects and what have you, the situations that he basically had to deal with his mom, single mom, growing up. So I can't put myself into their shoes. So I understand when that opportunity knocks and they have a chance to cash out on all their hard work. Do your thing. I completely feel you. At the same time, I truly believe also, though, that players should play the way that their position dictates and play good basketball in spite of what people think that you should play. It speaks to even LeBron James's, tendency to pass the ball when he basically, draws all these players in. People are expecting for him to basically, slam it on 4 people that basically collapse all on him. And instead, he basically passes it out. Now, once in a while, that person might miss that shot. But at the same time, I'm sure he's not passing it to someone who basically can't make that shot. Even Kobe Bryant, my favorite player of all time, will never, ever be somebody different. Even he missed shots. Yeah, I said it. It is what it is. He's still my baby. He's still my baby. I love him to death, and I will always love him. But even he missed shots. But LeBron James makes the right pass. If he feels like he has it and he could get that ball up onto that window and it'll fall into there like a teardrop, he's going to do that. But if he needs to pass the ball out to a Dennis Schroeder who is basically by himself behind the 3-point line, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to pose with my man for the cameras all day long. So Hood-Schifino to me seems like the same kind of person. A point guard first and a baller second. You know what I'm saying? He can do it when he's ready to do it. He's probably been doing it his whole entire life. These players have been balling out and being the man on their teams their entire lives. But when it comes down to it, a team needs you to play a certain role. Sometimes the role is superstar. But if that role is not superstar yet, Play your position. Figure out what they need you to do. Earn your place there. And then basically when you got it and they say green light, homie, then you basically go ahead and you do your thing. That's basketball to me. He's a point guard. Figure out what the lay of the land looks like. If someone basically is open, boom. If somebody's not open, oh, they're laying off me, click. That's basically all it is. And that's basically how Hood-Schifino looks to me. So I hope that he continues to stay locked in, stay with his type of basketball, listen to the coaches, figure out what they want him to do. Boom, he's going to be that third string point guard. Watch. I can't wait to see him on the court. I know he's going to probably be a little flustered, but you can't even really tell it because he stays stoic the whole entire time. I haven't seen him get flustered yet. So that's the kind of player I want. Someone who's not going to get flustered with the moments, because trust me, the Lakers are going to have those moments, and hopefully he's going to be ready. He's going to be battle tested by the time they get there. So all props to him. Now, of course, the last rookie that I could basically mention. Oh, you know what? I didn't even talk about Cam Whitmore yet. Yeah, some Lakers fan might want to see Cam Whitmore be there instead of Hood-Schifino. But I feel like Hood-Schifino, is doing his job, and Cam Whitmore is out there doing his job. He wants to make everybody know that they messed up, not basically, picking him earlier. And I'm not mad at him for that. Drop buckets, young man. Drop buckets. Make them know that you are a walking bucket. You did it in college, and now you're doing it now. And for some team, you were the right player for some teams. But right now, for this team, holla at us in about 4 years. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, plain and simple, it's just like, you do your thing. And basically, when the time comes, it's all about timing. That's what a lot of players and fans don't understand yet. Basketball, as far as the front office, a lot of it is about timing. It's just like, yeah, you could pick the best player available, like picking Jordan, but they didn't need a Jordan, so they picked the position that they was in. And sometimes you basically pay for it because you could have had a Jordan, but it is what it is. Sometimes you basically just go for what you have. And right now, what we didn't need a Cam Whitmore. It is what it is. Disagree with me if you want to. Drop a comment. Let me know how you feel about it. But at the same time, we're going to keep on grinding. We're going to keep on grinding. We have a plan. We know what we're trying to do. And we're trying to, take our team to another height. So we got to build a real team, a long-lasting team, to try to help in the present and the future. So we had to take care of that one situation first. So last but not least, though, Victor Wembanyama. If you can't pronounce it, you're definitely going to get to understand how to pronounce it in the next couple months or the next couple years. Victor Wembanyama. He only played 2 games. And honestly, I never watched any of his highlights. I don't like watching highlights. Highlights basically only show you a couple of little things. It doesn't even show you the whole entire play or progression of a play to really let you see, okay, where did players move, or why did he decide to make that decision? It doesn't really show you a lot. It just shows you what that person could do. Hell, I could look great in highlights. I'm not saying that I didn't look great without highlights, but right now, definitely don't look great. Wouldn't look great in highlights, but you could make highlights is like Photoshop. I can make you see whatever I want you to see. But Victor Wembanyama, he ain't need no Photoshop. Boy, he looked great. I already basically went over what I felt about him before. And of course, as they should, the Spurs basically went ahead and shut him down. I'm not mad at it at all. As you get further in summer league, it becomes more jail ball than it becomes regular ball. Dudes are basically going for self. Nobody's passing the ball. They basically just going one-on-one as soon as they get the ball. They figure, okay, that's my green light. Let me go ahead and take it. But Wemby, during the one time that he did, he basically looked amazing. Did better in the second game than he did this first. Dropped more points, more rebounds. I mean, hell, gave him a full game. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets at least one triple double this season coming. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He gonna have the points and rebounds sewn up. That's gonna be easy. My man might average a triple double. If these dudes don't get on their giddy up, he gonna walk away with this Rookie of the Year. But I feel like it's going to be a really good competition for Rookie of the Year. I feel like there's a lot of rookies out there, including Chet Holmgren, who people basically start to forget that basically is coming out for their first season. Chet might mess around and do a Ben Simmons and take the Rookie of the Year in his second year. Because although basically he didn't really, play, he's been training the whole entire time. So he's working. He knows what to do. He came out. He did what he had to do. I give the edge to Wemby, but we're going to see. I think it's going to be a really interesting Rookie of the Year race, though. And I'm looking forward to it. So, moving away from Summer League, though, a little bit, I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I didn't want to touch in the last episode, but I'm going to touch a little bit on now. That's Damian Lillard, starting point guard of the Portland Trail Blazers. For now, starting point guard Trailblazers. So he has finally asked for a trade. And the team said that they are not in a rush to acquiesce to his requests. And I understand, because he's Damian Lillard. If someone was trading Kobe Bryant, and I'm not calling Damian Lillard Kobe Bryant, not by far, but Kevin Durant, Harden, those are the kind of players that come to mind. Bradley Beal, that these dudes are basically bucket getters and can easily make a team a contender to win a championship. So understandably, they want a haul for Dame. Last time I heard, they wanted 2 good players and 4 first-round draft picks. That sounds steep to me, but it's understandable. If they could get all that for Gobert, of course they're going to try to get that for Dame. If they could get what they got for Donovan Mitchell, of course they're going to try to get what they get for Dame. But Dame don't want to go to the teams that have been putting in some, I guess, more real offers. He already basically his agent said that he doesn't want to go to Phoenix, and he doesn't want to go to the Clippers. Sorry, not the Phoenix. He doesn't want to go to the Celtics. Don't blame him. He doesn't want to go to the Clippers, and I don't remember what other teams basically put their bid in, but he's like, nah, I'm not going to feel comfortable. I'm not going to give 100%. Paraphrasing, but he's not going to give 100% if he basically goes to those teams. Where he wants to go to is the Heat. And where it comes all down to is what's best for the team versus loyalty to Dame. And I get it. It's business. You could show loyalty to a team loyalty to the player. Yeah, you paid him. You're paying him top dollar. My man's going to get $60 million for the next 2 years at the very least. So, what do you ask yourself sometimes, what do I owe him? And I guess that's a reasonable question. What can you possibly owe Dame? And that is a sticky question. For all intents and purposes, really nothing. You paid him. He's under contract. He has a certain amount of money guaranteed to him, and he'll basically get as much of those dollars as he possibly will. But at the same time, you want to make sure that basically after this player is gone, that vacuum basically doesn't turn into a sinkhole. You want some players back. I get it. I completely get you. So that's above my pay grade. What's going to happen? I have no clue what's going to happen, and I cannot make any guesses right now what's going to happen. But I'm thinking right now, I get it. You want to get some players too with the draft picks because plain and simple, Portland has never been a free agency um, hotspot. It's not a draw for free agents. You know what I mean? So, you want to basically get something back, and I get it. But what does the Heat have to offer? Hero or whatever it is, basically. I'm not sure. I saw some things about Hero going around in the news cycle. I didn't really tune in. Didn't really care that much today. So, but at the same time, I mean, it's out there. They're basically trying to figure it out. And they said that they're not in a rush. So we're probably going to be here until into the season. I mean, hell, I think Harden got traded maybe 10 games into the season. Hopefully, basically they'll do that instead of letting this hang over like a dark cloud hang over their team. But one thing that they've been asking for though from the Heat, and I don't think the Heat has tried to acquiesce to that. Maybe they're trying to play chicken. Is that they need a big player back, and Hero ain't it. I tend to agree. They've been asking for Bam, I think. I'm pretty sure I've heard. They've been asking for Bam. And so people are like, oh, no, he can't give up Bam. They can't give up Bam, but he's going to give up Bam. Bam's part of the heart and soul of the team. I get you. Call me a Laker fan. But loyalty is great. But hanging another banner, that's eternal. Like chitlins. That's eternal. I'm telling you right now, if it was me, I'd give up Bam for Dame. Easy. Not easy. Of course I'd basically feel real bad about it. I'd feel just as bad as the Celtics would feel for giving up Jaylen Brown for Dame Lillard. But this is a franchise changer type of player. I get it. Bam has been second team all defense for the past several years. But sometimes that player, even though they're great on defense, is not getting you over that hump. Y'all can defend, but y'all need to drop points. This is the modern NBA. You need to be able to defend and put up points. And even sometimes if you can't defend at a top level, which I'm sure that your coach is going to definitely have y'all doing. Spoelstra's not going to have a half-ass defense out there. I mean, hell, y'all put it together with duct tape and paper clips this last season and made it all the way to the finals. So Spoelstra's not going to have y'all looking half-ass out there. Y'all might need to get a new center. Y'all might have a couple that's basically already on the bench. But I feel like Dame could take y'all to a whole other stratosphere. A couple of good games from Dame, and y'all basically could have had a different outcome in this finals. I think that's worth. Excuse me. I think that's worth giving up Bam. Call me crazy, but that's my opinion. Appreciate you for being here to listen to it. So, what would y'all do? Please let me know in the comments. Would you give up Dame for Bam? My opinion, yes. I'd give it up. I definitely, show him as much love as possible. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're trying to hang banners. We're not trying to basically, hang with friends at the end of a losing game. Loyalty, I get it. That's kind of how you basically, create these great relationships throughout time. But sooner or later, you got to trade Vlade Divac for Kobe Bryant. And even if they balk, talk to them, smooth it over. Let them know that, listen, we appreciate you, everything you did for us. But we need a little bit more. And we are basically, we're going to do as best as we can for you. But we need a little bit more to get over that hill, to get over that mountaintop. Please understand. It is what it is. Business. And business that basically ends up being successful. So Hopefully, I'll let y'all know when I hear some more about Dame and what's going on with him. But hey, we'll see what's gonna happen. Now, I was having a conversation with my homeboy, came by the office, and he asked a question. Who do you think is the top 5 players in the league? And so, you know, we were talking about Dame, and so basically that's kind of how it came up. And so I said, you know what? Okay. I said Jokic, of course. Giannis, of course. Embiid, arguable. Some people will be like, of course. To me, arguable. Right now, he's at the peak of his experience, his abilities. He has a great experience of getting his team into the playoffs. Just haven't gotten over the peak of that mountain yet. So I give Embiid love for it. But the other two that basically I have in mind is Bron and Steph. And I said it at the time, I'm just going to say it exactly the way I did at the time. Bron and Steph, 4-5. You could flip them either way. Of course, Bron is a more accomplished player than any of these people. It's Steph also. And some people will be like, "What? You didn't mention this person. You didn't mention this person. How you gonna leave this person off the list?" I'm naming people who have led their team to a championship, and B, are still right now either on the tail end of their abilities and their peak, or prime, or they are past their prime and still basically giving you their all and able to will a team to go as absolutely far as it possibly can. Jokic, 2 MVPs. Giannis, 2 MVPs. Embiid, 1 MVP. Getting his team into the conference finals. I give him that much. He's the most recent MVP, so that's why he's on the list for me. Personally, I don't really care for him. I think he's a baby, and he blames everybody else. None of the greats blamed everybody else. Get on your game for real, son. You don't blame nobody but yourself. That's a quarter. You think like a quarterback when you go in front of those cameras. No matter who dropped the ball, a quarterback's going to be like, I need to be better, and not going to shoot down any of his teammates. And B, you a sucker for that. And you ain't going to get no kind of props from me. But you won the MVP, so I'm going to give you your props just for that. Even though I feel like Jokic probably could have took that MVP. But it's not me to say. Bron, 4 MVPs. You know what I'm saying? And even though he's at the tail end of his career, he is still willing his team with a broken foot all the way to the conference championship. Can't nobody tell me that don't count for something. I'm sorry. You can't tell me that. And Steph, 2 MVPs, 4 championships. Yep, 4 championships. Got his team to the semifinals against the Lakers. And if his team gave him some more help, he might have beat us. Just saying, it is what it is. It's basketball. No team is unbeatable, period. I've learned it. I'm a Laker fan. I know the pain. So it just is what it is. So that's my top 5 right there. I took into account current ability and success. And both of these people, all 5 of these people, current ability and success are up there and cannot be denied. The ones who didn't make it, they could drop points, but have they led a team to real success and the promised land? Some have, but in other ways, maybe not in the direct role. They will be parts of a team. You know what I mean? So, players like Tatum, Harden, Donovan Mitchell, Dame, Jimmy, Karl Anthony Towns, Kawhi, PG, Anthony Davis, Booker, Durant, Luka, Kyrie, Ja. And if I didn't remember your name, it is what it is. You weren't memorable enough for me to basically say that you are in that league. You're not in that league. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, Ja barely made it in, really, because he's still young. I don't even know if he hasn't reached his peak yet. You know what I'm saying? So he still has time. But all these other guys basically are, up there saying that they have great star quality. They can be leaders of their team. But right now they're just getting buckets. And they're not willing their teams to win. Tatum, I'll give him that one. Jimmy, I'll give him that one. But they haven't become the top 5 in the league. You know what I mean? And you know it when you see it. So don't come at me saying, oh, how you didn't. If they're not on the list, they're not supposed to be on the list. This is what it is. And that conversation with my homeboy pretty much kind of led to a conversation about Wemby. This is kind of all-encompassing conversation about players and what they were when they came in and what they can become. Now, then the next conversation a little bit branch off from that conversation kind of led to who are the top 5 TV era legends. Not best players in the league, legends. Which basically they were the best players in the league during that time in their era. Michael, Bron, Kobe, Bird, and Magic. Top 5. In the TV era, the major TV, primetime TV era of the NBA, those are the top players all time. I don't know, I can't even mention another player that was like box office like those 5 were. Steph is not even in there. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant ain't in it. Ain't nobody stuck around and said, you know what? I'm going to stay home so I can watch Kevin Durant. Ain't nobody said that before in their life unless they're homers. They're goobers. Plain and simple. Trying to watch. I'm talking about off the screen. Just basically say, oh my God, this person is unreal. Those 5 were it. And it's just like, you want to know how these players became who they are, or how you know that these players are who they are. Kobe Bryant, even during his retirement year, it was still must-see TV. And I'm not even talking about the last game that he played where he dropped 60 in his last game. Star-studded. People just wanted to come out and watch him. Even if it was on TV, they wanted to watch him play at least one more year. That's how you know a person is legendary. Absolutely legendary. You just wanted to watch him. The Lakers went ahead and gave him a 2-year, $40 million contract. For what? You think to yourself, like, they gave him what? I believe it was 2 years, 40. I kind of feel like it. Check me. If that basically is wrong, go ahead and let me up and correct me if you can. But that's what I believe it was. All I know is he was getting paid crazy money his last 2 years in the league, and you would have thought that, oh, they need that money for the next. You don't need it for the next group. Did nobody care what these kids was doing? All they wanted to see was Kobe, and you basically just you even though you knew he wasn't going to give you much, you just wanted to see him out there one more time. That's why his death affected the world so deeply, because he was a legend, on and off, and becoming off the court legend. He probably was still some of the highest draws in NBA ratings all season. To see him play the Celtics one more time. To see him play the Clippers one more time. All those rivals that they basically had. And they gave him love. Every single place he stopped at. That is what you call a TV legend. So, that brought me to thinking that, who's the next legend? I don't believe none of the dudes that I mentioned earlier are legends. I mean, Tatum could basically, I guess, take a jump. Maybe Mitchell, but they're already deep into their careers. It's not like you ain't gonna see something new or new gear that they didn't show you already. Even the ones that I was showing, that I was talking about in the top, Jokic, Giannis, Embiid. They're not TV legends. They're just basically on small market teams, and unfortunately, maybe it's because they're on small market teams. That has to take. You have to take that into account. Steph, definitely amazing player, a once in a generational, if not two generational talent. You might never see the likes of him and his shooting ability ever again. But is he a TV legend? We're not gonna know. I don't believe so. Great, well-known dude. But at the time, to be mentioned with the likes of Michael and Magic and Bird, I don't believe so. And that's not me being a hater. That's just me being a realist. Any of the rookies or young players right now looking like they could be the next Bron? I don't think so. I mean, at least I don't have my eyes on anybody that I'm seeing like that personally. Wemby. Man, I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna front. He has a skill. I'm not saying that he's gonna be basically. I mean, he's King Kong. He basically can. He has the possibility of being like a dominant player. Great personality. Excuse me. Great personality. He has a chance to be a quintessential player in this league for generations and years to come. He was a top prospect of this draft and of any draft since LeBron. So many people are going to have their eye on him. But will he live up to those expectations like LeBron did? LeBron actually lived up to those expectations. And I feel exceeded those expectations. So there's a lot there's a lot that's basically left up in the air. We're just gonna have to figure that out as that comes. Whether or not he could be a great or a legend. I probably could count a good, maybe say 20 championships between that 5 that I mentioned. You know what I'm saying? You have to win championships. You have to have longevity. You have to have luck to not get hurt to get that far. I mean, hell, Larry, I definitely put him in there because he was a great talent, but he got hurt, and it cut his legacy short. So it is what it is. But you got to be lucky. So let's see where that goes, where it leads us. You might have a rookie somewhere out there, basically, who nobody sees coming, and next thing you know, turns into be that dude. But right now, we're still kind of just left with our legends until that time comes. So that kind of leads me to my last topic. Why I believe LeBron James should stay right with the Lakers for another 4 years. I understand. That's a pretty loaded statement, especially being a Laker fan myself. Very biased, and I'm not afraid to say it. I would love for LeBron James to basically be here for another 4 years. And I don't personally feel that it's going to inhibit or slow down our team. I think that Rob Pelinka is a smart businessman and GM, and he understands that every team got to have role players and good supporting cast, but you need a star. LeBron James is that star. AD could have been that star. AD still, he is a star. But LeBron James is a superstar. He's a legend. And while you have a legend, you got to hold on to that star as long as you can. You got to ride that comet as far as it takes you until it burns out. That's exactly what they did with Kobe. They were going to ride him to the sunset. Not in a bad term or derogatory or bad way. But the Lakers know how to take care of legends and stars. They understand their legacy, their place in the league. And they're not going to shit on their legends like that. You might have a player who basically is really good, but at the same time, I mean, we're about winning championships. And when you get a player that could basically help you win championships and have put blood, sweat, and tears into the practice courts for you, and they're a legend, man, you can stay as long as you like. You know what? Go ahead and grab my robe. The key is in the dish next to the door. Come and go as much as you like. And I feel like that's basically how they should treat the LeBron James relationship. And hopefully he buys into what Rob and Ham are creating for the future of the Lakers. It's going to take time for these young guys to basically get acclimated. I mean, yeah, Reeves basically showed promise. This is his third year. He's not even in his peak yet. We have a lot of players out there, basically. We have a good amount of veterans. We have rookies, and we have intermediates in between. And I feel like it's just that legend is basically what we need to keep this ball rolling. And not just keep it rolling for ratings, but for success and for championships. I really feel like they basically put together a really competitive team this year. And I can't wait to see where it goes. But I feel like it would be a chapter unwritten if LeBron James didn't stay around for a few more years with the Lakers. So what I'm thinking right now is, the Lakers know how to take care of our legends. And we have earned and created and fostered and taken care of the term of a classy franchise. No, I don't care how many hot wings or vegetarian meals that these teams offer you. No team takes care of you like the Lakers take care of you. And I mean, not just basically, the beginning, but towards the end of your career, especially when you are a great player like LeBron James. The Lakers Jerry Buss would roll over in his grave if he saw us treat a legend like a Kobe Bryant with anything less than class. So I hope that LeBron James knows this and realizes that why basically go surfing on somebody else's couch when you can stay home? Stay home. So besides that, where else can a king retire? Except with one of the most illustrious, greatest franchises of all time. You want to change your jersey number back to 23? By all means. I've been waiting. I was gonna use this as a throwback, but it's no longer a throwback. It's no longer a throwback, baby. Do your thing. 23. We're gonna hang another one with this number. We're gonna hang another one with this number. Come on back. I'm telling you right now, your retirement tour gonna be off the hook. I know right now you're basically, making, I think 46 this coming year. And let me see, just so I can make sure I have the right figures here. Come on. Here we go. One moment. So he's basically making 46 this next year and 50 million as a player option the year after. My thoughts is this. Of course the Lakers are going to want you past that year. If you're still playing the way you're playing right now, There's no way the Lakers are going to basically turn away that type of experience. The Lakers understand basketball, and we understand winning basketball, and we understand the parts that have to go into it. To put together a championship team is not just collecting the best shooters in the world. It takes a lot of moving parts. It takes coaching. It takes support staff. It takes scouting. It takes rookies that could give you a nice energy break when you basically need to go rest. It takes supporting staff as far as great role players, veterans, and just enough talent to complement you. The Lakers have put together the perfect storm for you to basically succeed. And they will continue to do so, I believe, until you retire. I believe even Jeannie Buss has said that she wants you to retire as a Laker. Don't doubt her when she says that. She and Rob will do what they can to make sure that this team that they have, they're going to put around you, is going to give you the best opportunity to win a championship. Why? Because the Lakers are always looking for the best opportunity to win a championship. Why go somewhere else? Atlanta? Charlotte? Detroit? Where you going to go, bro? Back to Miami? If they decide to basically finagle something and get a draft pick for your kid? I say give us time. Give us time. Why? Because I believe that your next extension after this year, player option, you could deny that. We're going to give you we're going to give you an extension for 2 years, 125. How's that sound? That might not sound bad. That might not sound bad. And hopefully you're not looking for, maybe you might want to look for 60 million. I mean, depending on what the salary cap is going with, or what the TV deals are doing. You know what I'm saying? They might have pockets. They'll give you that money, just like how they gave it to Kobe. They'll give you that money. At the very least, just to have the rights to your retirement tour, bro. But besides that, 2 years from now. So we have our fresh young team that's right there waiting to be cultivated and trained under Darvin Ham and Phil Hannity, and they're gonna basically give them the experience and cultivate them and make them exactly what we need them to be. And notice that D'Angelo Russell and Gabe Vincent only signed 2-year deals. What happens 2 years from now? Bronny could be a sophomore in USC, and which is what I think Bronny should do. I think Bronny shouldn't come out after being a freshman. I think Bronny should go back to 2 years. Why not? Get 2 years underneath his belt, prove what he could do against better, bigger competition, show him all the range of his abilities, and he can come out in his second year. And if the Lakers don't have the ability to trade up to get your son, he could basically go undrafted free agent. Because who knows what's going to happen? I mean, I see some players right now that came out of the draft that Bronny could probably basically play as well as. So that could definitely be an option. But if that's not an option, and he can't get in the draft, the Lakers could definitely pick him up. And call it wishful thinking. As a Laker fan, it is what it is. I think that Bronny doesn't need the money. It's an honor to be drafted as a top draft pick, understandably. But to be perfectly honest, I feel Bronny's a great player, but there might be other players that are more highly touted than him. We'll see. I think because he's basically going in against this current freshman class, he's going to be basically judged a little bit more strenuously. So I think that he should probably wait until his second year. After his second year, he could basically, it equals out a little bit more. He could show whether or not he has grown more than those freshmen. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to rush out. Like a lot of these players rush out, or back in the day when they were taking kids fresh out of high school, a lot of times it's because of the fact that they needed it. Those kids needed their paycheck, like their next breath. They couldn't wait to get in so they could deliver their parents and their families from the situations that they grew up in. Bronny's not in that position. I always say all the time, like, man, if I was born a boy, I'm a woman. But if I was born a boy and I had D1 talent, you'd have to drag me off campus. I'd have fun. No matter what campus I went to, I'd be the man and I'd have fun. And then I would take off when I'm basically good and ready. But hey, it is what it is. Do what's best for you, young man. See where your life takes you. And if it happens that you and your father can finagle what it is, that'd be great. But just remember that the NBA is about timing also. Some teams that might need you might not know it yet, or might not be in a position to need you yet. So you wait that extra time until the right time to come out, and you come out at the right time and you get the team that you need, that needs you. And that to me is a better choice than just getting picked up on a team that is trying to draft their fifth guard. You know what I mean? So I hope the best for you. I hope the best for your father. I hope the best for the Lakers. It's the Lakers and the other 29 all the time. So that was my quick rundown of the current events in my eyes of Lakers and what's going on. Congratulations to all the teams. Let's see what's going on with the Cleveland. Is that the final? I think that's the final. Yep. Cleveland won 99-78. Hey, Cleveland's balling. Let me see who's on this team. Mobley. I've seen Mobley's name a ton of times, so I'm just like, he must be ready to go this year. And Merrill. Okay. A whole lot of pluses and not a lot of minuses. So I give them props. They're coming out. They're going to be ready. They got some young guns and they got some old guns, and they're going to be probably in the playoffs again, Cleveland. So, but we're going to see what's going on. Cam Whitmore ends up with 14 points. And hey, and Hinton ends up with 18. So, good showing by both teams. Congratulations to all the Summer League players. I'm glad that we went through and didn't have any catastrophic injuries that might have ended someone's season like Chet last year. I look forward to seeing all of y'all healthy and ready to go in the next season. Like I said, now the season is not going to start until October, I believe. Or at least that's basically when the NBA is going to ramp back up to start getting games. I don't know the schedule just yet. I will do another video soon and basically talk to you about that when I get the schedule. So, but how are you guys doing out there? Please let me know what you feel about what I said. What your opinions are. Please go ahead. I'm gonna give you some seconds. Thank you for liking the video, and comment and subscribe to it. Also, you can find me at Call Me Not Comey on Instagram, Call Me Not Comey 1, that's the number 1, on Twitter. Also, you can email me at LakersAndTheOther29@gmail.com. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think. Please hit that notification bell just in case if I drop a video so you can know when it happens or if I go live. I would definitely go do that one day, probably more so when the season starts, basically just so you can have another opinion that's out there and vibe with me. I welcome you all, absolutely. So, until then, thank you so much for coming out. God bless you. Good night.